So there we have it then, the Hollywood Casino 400. And it wasn't, something like out of an LA film with the nail-biting photo finish that we saw earlier this year. But the opener for the round of 12 ended up giving us a shock winner. It gave us all kinds of different tales of form. And we're going to go through the story of the race before looking at the playoff picture. So yeah, the round of 12 started with an immediate caution. Coming out of 2, Ty Dillon gets into Harrison Burton while they were 4 wide, caused a bunch of spins. Josh Berry ends up out for the day. Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson are also involved, Johnson losing out quite a bit, and it potentially caused issues to the 9 from the outset because he was on the outside. Luckily, the guy who started at the back didn't have any real issues out of that moment. But after a while, Green last has a tyre let go into one that puts him into the wall and causes a second caution, potentially cut down by debris, which caused a pit stop from which Bell was able to clear off, whilst Logano and Byron climbed up the order behind him. But Lawson was allowed to be in the wall at the end of stage 1 because Bell himself then hits the wall with less than 10 to go and drops to 4th. Byron takes the lead. In the end, Bell drops to 5th behind Hamlin as Byron took his first stage win since Coke 600, only the second one of this year. Which sounds strange because he's in a Hendrick car. But it's not the strangest one for a Hendrick car over the course of this day, is it? Because stage 2, at the start, Cindric has to start towards the back because of a loose wheel from the pit, and Hamlin himself comes to life a bit more, continuing his climb through the top 5. Before the 43 of Jones spins out of 4, gets caught in the infield. What was rotten luck for a Hendrick driver was Kyle Larson didn't get his wave around at that point because technically Jones was still the lead car a lap down when the caution was thrown. But of course he lost that because he caused the caution. Whilst Bell led away from Bush, Blaney hunted them down, and then with 22 to go, Hendrick hit the wall in 4 before spinning through 2. Suddenly, Bronwyn with loose wheels for Hamlin to the back of the lead lap, and Zane Smith briefly led towards the end of stage 2. He did really well today, Zane Smith in the 71. On the restart, and Haley in his first start in the 7 gets into Neiman check. At first I was like, is that LaJoy having another issue? But then I forgot this was the first race since the swap. LaJoy had a quiet race. Haley makes me think the 7 is cursed in some way. And then later in the stage we saw Cindric getting loose alongside Bush as Elliott got to the top 10. But Bowman gets his first stage win of the year. Can you believe that? A first stage win this late in the season. Making it Hendrick's from the stages, of course, but yeah. In the final stage, Chastain, Bush and Truex all ran off at the start of stage 3. Blaney dropped off because of a loose wheel. Bush made a bold move to take the lead on Chastain. Then, with 62 to go, Logano is the first of the lead lap drivers to take a bold pit stop. Truex then triggers the lead overcut undercut with 57 to go, with strategy split as Bowman, Byron, Hamlin all followed him. Reddick and Bell decided to go long, to Reddick's detriment you could argue, whilst the 8 and the 1 pitted the lap after the 19, the 45 pits with 49 to go, and the 20 with 48 left. With just over 40 laps to go, the battle for the lead is back alive, with Bush getting loose out of 4, and yeah, it just makes you think, what's going on there? Because then 10 laps later we have a lot of drama as Bush gets close to Briscoe trying to lap him. Briscoe, being in the playoffs, just want to go a lap down. Looks like the 14 steals the air off the 8, whether intentionally or no. He leaves of a lane, but the caution comes out and Bush drops down, though still stays in the top 10, and in fact manages to get his way back up to 6th a few laps later. Truex won the race off pit road. Keselowski was leading the restart because he'd stayed out. He served the cork in the bottle, lost 20 laps on the first lap back as Truex charged to the front. But there was a caution yet again on the second lap after the restart because Hocevar gets hit by Gilliland after checking up because of a slow Briscoe. With 20 to go, everyone fans out of the back of the top 10. Chastain clears Truex and Bush drops from 6th to outside of the top 10 entirely. Then Byron passes Truex while Elliott gets the 9 into P9 with 10 to go. Final 10 laps and that gap for the win that decided it was less than half a second, but in the end it wasn't any good for Byron. Chastain gets his first win of the year, a first since he won the finale last year, with Truex closing back up in the final few laps to take 3rd. Cindric ended up the only playoff driver not on the lead lap, whilst Briscoe, Reddick and Larson made up 24th, 25th and 26th respectively at the tail end of the lead lap. And this is a playoff picture, and I'm going to give credit to, I think the username is Joe_Strictly on Twitter, who put this together so that I could record this and then have it ready to go out for 5 PM on Monday. Probably not knowing that I was going to be doing that, but yeah, thank you to Joe for that. Because the playoff standings show William Byron at the top, 34 above the cut line. Then it's Bell, Blaney, Larson, 18 above the cut line, coming into this as top seed. I think he was 37 above coming into it. Then 11 above is Hamlin. It makes you think, if he hadn't lost his playoff points, I mean, he'd only be, like, what, 1 position, 2 positions higher, but it could all make the difference. Bowman 6th, Logano and Elliott 7th and 8th, but tied and 4 above the cut line. And Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion, is now the first driver below the cut line. And given that the next 2 races are Talladega, which is, well, Dega, and then the Charlotte Roval, that's a very precarious place to be. Suarez is 14 out, and whilst Briscoe 25 out and Cindric 29 out aren't exactly in must-win territory at this point, it almost feels like they are. Like, it almost feels like they are pretty much in a must-win territory to get through, given that we have Dega and the Roval left. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.